Hey everybody, today I'm going to be talking about this old Soyo P4X400 Dragon Ultra motherboard. For those who aren't familiar, this motherboard used to be in the Mid-Tower Deluxe back in early 2008 when it still had a Pentium 4 CPU. Then it got moved into the Black Max for, I'd say, the rest of that year. And what happened to this board was, I guess I managed to come across a faulty RAM module, and it shorted out the RAM socket, so this board is fried. The thing is why don't they make motherboards that look this cool anymore? I mean, they have main boards out there that have, black PCBs. Some of them have red, some of them have blue, some have purple, and some of them have yellow. I mean, why can't they make ones that have silver like this anymore? I mean, this looks really cool, if you really think about it. Have a look there. Board has green USB headers, yellow IDE interfaces, and this thing did have, actually these are the RAID interfaces, and there's the standard ID interfaces up there. I think that's ATA 133, and this is the High Point 133 RAID, and PCI slots are purple, the AGP Pro slot is brown, and the capacitors are silver as well. But here's the funny thing about this board. Seeing that it was manufactured in the time of the capacitor plague, almost all of those capacitors on the CPU voltage regulator have failed. And believe it or not, they didn't fail while the machine was in use with this motherboard. These capacitors failed while this board sat on the wall for several years. Here it is 2011, this board got posted up here back in early 2009. It's sat on the wall for 2 years. And when this motherboard went out of service, this capacitor here was bulging. It's beginning to leak a little bit, and I think this one's starting to bulge. This one was fine, this one was fine, and that one was fine. None of these were bulging. And speaking of which, when I got this motherboard, it was completely unused. It must have sat in a box for, who knows, 6 years. I mean, it's a 2002 motherboard, and it's set in a box for that long. It came with the original manual driver CD. It didn't come with the extra audio jack or USB header that went on the front of the case, but it came with almost everything that would come with brand new. And when I got this motherboard, no capacitors were failed. And when I put this board in service, I took the original Northbridge cooler off and put on my Zalman cooler, which is currently in the Mid-Tower Deluxe as we're speaking, on the MSI board. But I mean, why can't they make motherboards that look this cool anymore? It blows my mind. And it's really funny about these capacitors here. One night, I think I was doing schoolwork or just eating supper or something. I don't know what I was doing. I was just in here just fooling around on the computer as usual. Then I hear a sudden pow. It was this capacitor right here. I guess it had built so much pressure it just exploded off the top. And there was a big old hole you could actually see down in the thing a little bit. There was a big old hole, which now is finally starting to leak out some of its electrolyte. And those brands, and the brand of the capacitors are called Seicons. Never heard of them. Some generic brand, of course, from China that had the flawed electrolyte formula. But it really blows my mind, why can't they make main boards that look as cool? I mean, I think this is one of the top 10 motherboards of 2002. And it was a good overclocking board too. I managed to get a Pentium 4 2.4 up to 2.8 gig with this board. Any questions or comments? Let me know.